Good.
Yeah, great. How's your week so far?
Good.
Very good. Any more? Any more descriptions or one word? Anything interesting happen at school, I guess?
Today we had phys ed at school.
Okay. Physical education, PE. What did you do?
We did stacking cups.
Okay. Just for fun, or was it like a competition between different people?
Yeah, a competition.
Okay, great. Anything else? Go on, or?
Your house is a little bit blurry.
Yeah, I put blur on the background.
Oh.
Is that cool? Or do you want, what do you prefer, blur or no blur?
No blur.
Yeah. Cool. So,
I wonder what happens if I put blur in this screen.
But
okay.
Anyway, so what did we talk about last class?
Space.
Yep. The 4 new astronauts going to space.
This is the same article.
Yep. Yeah, we read the article, right? But we didn't have time to discuss it.
Okay. Why is there red in here?
I think. Yeah, I don't know, actually. Not sure. Either way, what do you think about NASA sending astronauts on a lunar mission for the first time in 50 years?
Good, because it has been a long time since NASA had sent a spaceship to moon.
That is true. A very long time. Yeah, so you think it's a good mission? Do you think they should do the moon instead of Mars or, I don't know, Venus?
Venus would be cool, but there's toxic in the atmosphere. Toxic gas.
Yeah, well said. So it'd be very difficult to land the atmosphere. Great. I think we already talked. Would you ever want to be an astronaut?
Yes, because space is cool. And I really want to ride in a spaceship, and I will enjoy floating around in space.
It is true. What about the food situation? How would you feel about the special food they have to eat?
I think it's kind of gross because it looks like a toothpaste.
Yeah, it doesn't look very tasty. Do you think you'd be able to do it for?
Tastes like food.
Yeah. Would you be able to do it for a few months, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about other things? What other things? Say they put you up in the International Space Station. What kind of things would you like? What kind of things would be difficult about life there?
Shower will be difficult.
Yeah.
Going around in the International Space Station will be fun.
Yeah. Why? Why would that be fun?
Because you don't use your legs to move. And you just float around and move with your arms instead of your legs.
Yeah, almost like swimming, but in space. What about sleeping? How do you sleep?
You crawl into a sleeping bag attached to the wall.
Yeah, that would be interesting. So you don't float away.
I think it's fun to float around and sleep at the same time.
Yeah, it would be interesting. You might hit your head on a computer, though, or something like that.
They should make a special room there is no computer in it except for keeping the person alive system.
Yeah, good point. I guess you can call that a padded room.
Oh, yeah.
Just a room with, doesn't matter if you hit the wall, it's soft. It won't hurt.
Yeah. No, and all the sounds that is in the International Space Station. Yeah, that makes the International Space Station loud. So, yeah, you have to block your ears to sleep.
Yeah.
But in the padded room, if you hit the wall, it's soft. And soft things absorb sound. Okay. And it will be more quiet.
It would be quieter. Yeah, that's true. quieter, so it wouldn't bother you. Do you think, for example, you go to bed when there's no sun, when it's dark out. You wake up when there is sun.
Yeah.
When you're on the space station, do you think that would be different?
Yeah, a lot different.
How so?
Because in the International Space Station, one day is about 90 minutes, 95 minutes or so.
How do they measure one day? What do you call it when you go around the Earth?
Orbit.
Yeah, good. I think it's one orbit around the Earth is one day.
Yeah.
So how long do you typically sleep? 7, 8 hours? So that would be a few days.
Yeah.
Do you think that would, how would you not wake up, I guess? What would you have to do to make sure you get a full night's sleep?
You have to make no windows in the padded room.
Yeah, well said.
People wake up when it's night. Well, people always wake up in the morning, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you make the room dark, you can sleep for 8 hours. Great. Yeah. Interesting. Do you think humans will live on Mars one day? Go past the moon and live on Mars?
Yes, if the sun gets bigger and the earth gets too close to the sun and it burns and it's really hot and then life can't live on it, and then Mars will enter the place that life can live and then make life.
Very good. That's the habitable zone. Place.
Oh, the habitable zone.
Yep. Habitable zone. Place where life can live. Yeah, so, yeah. And how long do you think it will take before the Earth gets eaten by the sun?
A few thousand years later?
Yeah, probably. A long, long, long time. We won't be around. So, humans leave Earth, they go to Mars. Mars has a different atmosphere, right? Not the same as Earth. How do humans live there?
Humans can live there by making oxygen.
Interesting.
And water. First you have to make water and then make the air. If you make water, you can make air.
Good. So you need to do the water first and then make the air.
Yeah. And then you have to get the plants and put the plants on, and then the animals, then humans. But first we have to make all the houses.
Yeah. So that's a lot of work.
But we don't have to get the whole animal to the planet. We just have to get the DNA.
Ah, interesting. Good word. So we should bring the DNA to the planet first, and then what? Let it kind of do its thing?
Let it make the animal, and then put it on the planet. Then move the humans to the planet. Then humans build all of the buildings, and then humanity will live on Mars.
Great. Interesting. What do you think would be different about life on Earth versus life on Mars?
First, the gravity on Mars is much less than on Earth, so you kind of have to get a magnet shoe or something.
Good.
The floor is steel that magnet attracts. Then you can walk on Mars, just like on Earth.
Okay, so you'll need special magnetic shoes.
But people who likes to float around don't need those shoes. They can just float around.
Okay. Which one would you be? Would you like the shoes or would you like to float around? Or both?
Both.
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart. It'd be nice to float around sometimes and stick to the ground sometimes.
Yeah.
Great. So that would be a big difference. What do you know about the moon? Do you have any interesting facts about the moon?
The moon doesn't shine by itself. It bounces off the sunlight that the sun is giving to the moon.
Okay, so the sun shines light onto the moon, and the moon shines it down to the earth?
Yeah, that's why the moon is bright.
What what else? What are the different phases of the moon? Do you know the different phases of the moon?
A full moon, half moon.
Good.
These moons and
crescent
moon and new moon.
Great. Crescent moon and new moon. Which one is the one where you can't really see the moon in the sky?
New moon.
New moon. What about when you could see it the largest?
Full moon.
Yeah. What happens when the sun goes in front of the moon? Is that right?
I think the moon goes in front of the sun.
Yeah. What do we call that?
What was that?
Begins with an E. Eclipse.
Oh, eclipse.
Yeah. Have you ever seen any of those? A lunar or a solar eclipse?
Lunar.
Lunar for the moon, solar for the sun. Have you ever seen any of those?
Yeah. Once I saw the moon blocking the sun.
Oh. What did it look like?
And one time, at the same time, the moon got red.
Okay. That's interesting. A red moon. Was it very red or was it lightly red? Describe it a bit more.
Very red.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with Uranus.
Okay. What does Uranus do? Is it in a certain position or something?
I think Uranus makes the moon red.
Okay. Interesting. When was the solar eclipse you saw? Was it in the afternoon or in the evening, in the morning?
In the morning.
Yeah.
But that Uranus thing eclipse that I saw it in the night.
You saw that at night. Okay. Interesting. Have you ever seen any other special things?
A long time in the future, lunar eclipse will not be possible because the sun is growing and the moon could not block the sun anymore.
Okay, interesting. You could say far off in the future, a lunar eclipse will be impossible.
And the moon will go away from the earth.
Oh yeah? Separate completely?
Really slowly it goes.
Yeah, that's
20
remarkable.
million years later.
Yeah, it's an inch away.
3 trillion years later.
Yeah. Yeah, space has a much longer time. What do you find fascinating about space?
300 trillion years later,
what happens then?
The space will end.
Then space will end. Everything's gone.
Only black holes will be there. But soon black holes will evaporate by this theory of Hawking radiation thing.
Who came up with that?
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
he named that radiation after him. Oh. But he died.
Yeah, he did recently, right? I think he went to space as well. He went to briefly for maybe 5 minutes. A spaceship goes up into space and then it comes back down. So you find space fascinating. What do you like about space? What is so interesting about it?
Space is interesting. Space is all interesting.
Everything about it, yeah.
Yeah. For example, quasars. Quasars are the brightest object in the universe. But they're black holes.
Oh, If
somebody thinks black holes should be black, well, they're wrong. Black holes are really bright.
Yeah.
Just the event horizon is black. The accretion disk is super bright.
Okay. What is the accretion disk? Explain that a little more. Where is that?
Accretion disk is a disk that orbits around the black hole.
Okay.
And it causes friction against all the molecules that made up the accretion disk.
Sure.
And then causes to heat up and then make it bright.
Okay. So is that how scientists know a black hole is there? How do they know where the black hole is?
Normally, they found out where black hole is by detecting some X-rays or any gamma rays or something, or any other rays that black holes generate.
Good. Let's just go over that. Normally, they discover black holes by detecting gamma rays
and find stars. If they found stars that was moving toward that spot quickly and getting smaller and smaller, that means there is a black hole as well.
Okay. So they look at the other objects.
The black hole will pulling that star towards it.
Will pull the star toward it. Good. Why does the black hole pull the star toward it?
Because it has an infinite gravity. Infinite gravity.
Towards it. Due to its infinite gravity. That's a lot of gravity.
Even light can't escape.
Yeah, true. Is that why they call it black hole? No light?
Yeah. Black holes absorb all lights, so it's black.
Yeah, interesting.
White holes, scientists don't know if white holes are real or is it made up. White holes generate light because it's letting out light.
Good.
If you can look inside a white hole.
Okay. You could see inside?
Yeah.
So that's a good point. White holes might be theoretical. Can you say that? Theoretical. That means in theory.
Inside a white hole, it looks like there's another universe inside it.
Okay. So scientists think white holes might exist, but they haven't seen them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them say there is no such thing as white holes, and some of them says maybe there is, and some of them says there must be white holes.
Some of them say there must be white holes, others are skeptical. Where do you fall? What do you think?
Scientists know that if you fall into a black hole, you get sucked into the singularity, which is in the center. But it's not actually in the center.
What do you mean? Where is it?
It's in the future of whatever that falls into the black hole.
Oh, that's complicated. That's a paradox, maybe.
Yeah, you fall into space-time, like you go in here, fall into the space-time. There's a black hole. Then its gravity creates a really deep hole.
Okay.
That represents the black hole's gravity. Then the gravity pulls anything that enters it. Then
pulls it down.
You fall, and a little bit later, not it. Now you fall until you fall. Then you fall. If it's a really small black hole, the space-time will shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink until it meets in a single point, which is the singularity, and then the whatever material that gets in gets squashed and then fall into the singularity.
Okay. And then it's the end of the game for that.
But scientists don't know the size of the singularity.
Okay.
It could be small as an atom, or smaller than an atom, or big as a car, or big as a sun.
Okay. Let's pick this up on Friday. Yeah, Friday. We'll continue talking about white holes in space. I have another article about space junk. It's like satellites left in space. So I'll send it right there, and we can...
Space junk is bad.
It is. We'll talk more about that on Friday.